Ancient wisdom and social media, you say? Doesn't seem to go together, does it? Well, I'm gonna go there today. We're gonna talk about the ancient system of the 5 elements, thousands of years old, and how you can actually identify which may be your strong element just judging by how you post on social media. Yeah, sit tight. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen Palco. We're going to talk about 5 elements and social media today. Seems weird, right? Well, I'm going to make it fit together. And you know why? Because I was thinking about this. Social media. Now, not everybody is on social media, but the majority of people are. I'm sure you are. Well, you are if you're watching this video, probably, right? I am. We all are. But I was thinking to myself, okay, I talk about the 5 elements a lot. And first of all, let me just explain what the 5 elements are. If you're not familiar, I've done a bunch of other videos on them. But they're an ancient system of looking at how we identify ourselves in the world, number one, but also how everything is connected. So there's 5 elements out in nature, right? Fire, earth, metal, water, wood. There's 5 elements also within us. We have all of these within us, but we usually have 1 or 2 that are more dominant, and it comes out through how we express ourselves in the world, our relationships, our personalities. So I'm going to relate this video especially to personalities. Now, don't get me wrong, not everybody fits in a box, right? Not everybody is just going to be fire or wood. But you may see traits where you're like, wow, I'm really strong in my fire. I'm really strong in my wood. I'm not so strong in my earth, stuff like that. So that's what this video is going to be all about today. So again, it doesn't apply to all of the masses, but I thought to myself, this is a really good indicator of what somebody's strong element can be, judged just by how they use these certain platforms. Really cool stuff. All right, so 5 elements. Everything in nature, okay? How you use something like social media these days. Social media is interesting because somebody who is maybe more introverted can bring out more of their fire element, okay? Their more extroverted side through online platforms because it's easier than bringing out their fire in real life per se. Not that it's not real online. Sometimes it's not. We all know that. But you can help yourself get stronger, do things for yourself to help balance out all of your elements online, actually. So you'll see if somebody's introverted and they work up the courage or the nerve to post something that maybe they wouldn't have before, or of them going a little bit outside their box, that's actually bringing out more of their fire element within them. So if they're like a water, more on these yin type of elements, water and metal, they're more yin states, okay? Whereas wood and fire are more yang, right? They're more upward, outward, moving, expressing, extroverted for a lot of people. That's what I'm going to get into today. So social media can be toxic, but it can also help people express themselves and bring out more of the elements that are maybe not so expressed in their day-to-day life. All right, so as to not make this too long, let's start with fire, because why not start at the top? Usually element systems start at water, because water is like pre-birth into birth, spring, like things sprout out, then we get to the height of fire, summer. So we're almost into summer. We're moving from spring to summer pretty soon. So let's start with fire here. All right, fire person, fire personality. Online, you're going to see the fire person. They're kind of like the party goers. So I put the different archetypes in here. So fire has to do with the heart system, considered the lover, also the life of the party. So those friends online who are always posting pictures of themselves out on the town, wearing sparkly dresses, like the life of the party, not afraid to strut their stuff. That's a fire. And I'm sure you have a lot of people you know who are fire personalities. And you can just know, like fire, okay? Can be scattered, can be flighty, but also is fun, silly. They're the people who, they love attention. love attention. Not always in a bad way, can be in a bad way, but in a good way too. They like going out on the town. They like expressing themselves. They're the people who will not be afraid to say things online, to do things that are different, that are fun, that are silly. Not afraid of people's reactions necessarily. Out of balance, they may be attention seeking a little much, because it has to do with the heart. They're always looking for love. They're always looking for connection. Okay? So online, you'll see people that post a lot of pictures with their friends. Okay? It's just their page may be decorated, and well, not that you could decorate certain pages, but just photos of them having fun and laughing and funny things and jokes and doing weird, silly things. Okay? That's going to be your fire person, the life of the party. All right? They like people. Earth. If we move to Earth, Earth is the great mother, also known as the Peacemaker. They're more like the caretakers. Earth people, if you have strong Earth, you're all about family connection, for one. So friends of yours, or maybe you have strong Earth yourself, where the pictures that you post online or things that you post are all like your kids, your family, just being together, like comfy. It feels like a nice comfy space. Like you're not going to necessarily be about like pop culture and attention, which is going to be your fire. And fire sometimes can also be about like, oh, I love my boyfriend, I love my girlfriend. Again, the heart. I love this person. Almost sometimes fire people, if they have really, really strong fire, they can be a little exaggerate everything. Like everything is passionate and everything is fiery and everything is like, oh, I love this person so much. They can fall quickly for people, because fire again can be this scattered energy where they move on and they want that constant shock to the heart, or the attention, or they want that constant, like, to fill that, especially if they feel like they're missing something, to fill that. Okay, fill their heart up with joy, with love. So they may always move from relationship to relationship, and you may see them posting about it online. But that was just a side note, okay? So whereas Earth is going to be more about like family, slower pace. They're not going to be like posting pictures necessarily of, night out on the town, big parties. Post pictures maybe of like their kids and family events and things like that. Food, Earth people, okay? Earth is associated with your stomach and digestive system in Chinese medicine. And so they like to eat, they like to cook. They may be a little, bigger in size because of that, but they're comfy. Their page or, social media will feel just like a comfortable, safe space, all about family, keeping the peace. They're not the type of person who's gonna be like debating, and they're more about like close-knit friends, okay? So that's what you're gonna see usually on their platforms. Family pictures, all right, kids. Metal, the Alchemist. So metals might not even be online sometimes, but I don't know. Metals, their page is gonna look very sleek, simple. So the thing about the metal element is about refinement. So they can take something simple and make it beautiful in a sort of way. So they may have inspirational quotes a lot, motivational quotes. They may be a little more sporadic in how much they post. You're not going to see a lot of selfies, whereas maybe fire and wood, you'll see more selfies, more with friends going out on the town. Metal, more like quotes, inspirational quotes, motivational quotes. Their page is going to look like organized, because metals can have the tendency to be perfectionists. So they may have like black and white, like same color kind of schemes on Instagram or something like that. I know this sounds silly, but this is really true if you pay attention, if you delve more into the 5 elements. You'll see people like this, okay? You'll see people like this. What else about metal? Metal has to do with the lung and the large intestine in Chinese medicine. So the lung, also the emotion associated with this element is grief. So sometimes they could be holding on to things if there's so much in their metal, where they're not letting go of it and they keep posting the same thing, or about a person they've lost in their life, or something like that. So they can get into that end of it. But other than that, they like to simplify things, but their page just looks like, it could look like beautiful. They post things that are very like well proper, thought out. Like they're not going to be very scattered. So they're one of the harder elements to talk about in my eyes, even though I have strong metal within me, even though I'm not that organized. But it just goes to show you, I have earth in me too. Water, okay? Waters are kind of like the lurkers on social media. The lurking in the shadows. Lurking in the shadows. So the philosopher. So they could be very intellectual. They may, post articles to intellectual things, have intellectual conversations online. Let me go back to metal for a second. Metal can be very spiritual too. So they may show that spiritual side. But again, it's going to be this nice, like, beautifying it in some way. So back to water. I just had to let that out so I didn't forget it. The old noggin here. Water goes to, they like things deep, the depths of the ocean, okay? They can have a lot of fear in them. So sometimes on social media, they may post things very sporadically. Like you may not even, you forget about water sometimes because they're there, they're lurking, and then they may pop up out of the water every now and again and post something on social media. They're not going to be like, hey guys, I just went to the bathroom and did this, blah, 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 like very young, like extroverted. They're more introverted, okay? Water has to do with the kidneys in Chinese medicine, more extroverted, more inward. They can isolate a little bit more, but they could be social media lurkers where they're there, you just don't know they're there. They can be a little bit of enigmas. So you can't really figure them out by their social media page if you don't really know the person. Because again, they're not gonna be necessarily posting selfies. They're gonna maybe just post like articles to things or intellectual conversations or things that are more on a deeper side. They go with the flow, so they're not gonna be like very regimented, like posting twice every hour or anything like that. They're gonna go with the flow of their lives because that's just how they are. They tend to be a little more inward focused. Fear is the emotion associated with water. So a water who is out of balance can have some fears come out, and sometimes they'll either detox completely from social media, or you'll find that they're posting just like funny memes or things to kind of cover up that fear because they don't want to necessarily let people in. Waters are hard to figure out sometimes. Whereas somebody who's more outward focused, fire, wood, they can wear their heart on their sleeve. You know what they're about. But waters are a little more mysterious, right? Enigmas you're gonna find. So they're not gonna necessarily have a lot on their social media page for you to figure out. You're gonna have to talk to that person actually or get to know them as long as they let you in, okay? And wood, the pioneer and leader I have here. So wood has a strong energy behind it. It has to do with the liver, gallbladder, the emotion of anger. Wood element type, somebody who has strong wood, loves a good debate. They like to argue. Out of balance, they can be a little too in your face, argumentative, which we see a lot of people projecting out there in their wood, just out in, out in social media. There's a lot of wood energy there, okay? Whereas it has the waters and the metals like cowering, like get me away, like I can't take this energy, it's too much for me. But if you have like woods and fires together or wood and a wood butting heads, it's like big debate, okay? Like a good challenge. They like competition. They have a strong demeanor within them. So you're gonna see strong wood element a lot online. Strong wood element, a lot online. A lot of people arguing, right? We see a lot of people debating over things. They're gonna be sometimes the people who post a lot of fitness accountability posts, okay? Or maybe they're the leader of like Facebook groups or Instagram groups or whatever, fitness groups. They're strong, okay? By nature, they can be muscular. They're strong, tall like a tree, so they're gonna be into fitness sometimes, competition, success, drive, all right? These are the type of people who maybe run an online business and are very like time-oriented, structured, all right? Whereas you can have, so they're gonna be very like out in the social media world, posting a lot, often, as is Fire is going to be posting about, but Fire is going to be more about like relationships and intimacy and personal, like having fun, whereas Wood is going to be all business, okay? Wood is going to be all business. They're going to be, you know, I don't know, the leader, the pioneer. They like competition, okay? But they can be argumentative if somebody kind of treads on their space. So I know this is just a brief overview. If you have any questions, let me know. I just thought it was really interesting because you could take almost anything in life and apply it to the 5 elements and be like, oh, like, you know, I have a friend who's constantly posting like, I don't know, stuff about her business or trying to get business and blah, 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 and seems like she's strong in her wood. Or I have a friend who's, you know, always just sharing kids and family stuff all the time, you know, probably strong in their earth. You could really tell a lot about somebody, and you could tell a lot about yourself. And that's why I like to bring this ancient wisdom into modern day stuff, because a lot of times I feel like this stuff gets lost. And if you're not reading about it, or you're not into philosophy and you're like, yin yang, what's that? You know, 5 elements, Chinese medicine, like whatever. I can't relate to it. I can't relate to it. Well, I want you to relate to this and think about it. Think about all the people in your life, all the people who you encounter online. It's like how different yet the same. It's like, we're kind of all the same. We're copycatting each other. We're all echoes of each other. We're regurgitating the same stuff. But if you really look at this person and certain things that they do in the online world, you can really kind of tell. You can. Not always, but a good majority of the time you can tell what this person, like what strong element they have with them, and you too. So that's why I like to talk about it. So anyway, I'm not going to make this too long. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. I have a bunch of other videos on the 5 elements. If you want to check those out, I will put links to them below as well. And I hope you have a great day. Subscribe for new videos. I try to put them out every single week for you. And until next time, have a good one and peace out.